Hello everyone, welcome back. Alright, listen. We got ideas, we got, stuff to build today. Since I went on, talked to some people, and we got ideas on how we're gonna build this, right? So, my friend of mine set up the posters, which, my god, those look beautiful. Oh, actually, I have to tell everybody, I have a name for my dog. Hold on. Might as well start this off on a high note and name my dog. Do I got an anvil set up? I don't think I do, actually. So let's get to work. Alrighty, we'll set this up here. Let's name him Hudson. I know he's made a stack of them, but I'll name you Hudson. And we'll keep the rest of this in my inventory. Okay, so ideas that were given to me by some other people, which, my god, this looks amazing here, was to build the moon, to build a vault, and to build someone's character. So I think, to start us off, why don't we build the moon? You know what? Why not? Well, actually, you know what we'll do? Alright, here. Right over here, on the second highest mountain. Right over here. Let's do some building. Alright, we're gonna need a lot of endstone. Was it not called endstone? Oh, I forgot space. How's this look? Yes, that'll do. Alright, let's start building. Alright, so I want this to be, pretty high up. We gotta make this pretty high in the sky if we want it to look cool. And my unit of measurement. Let's try to get over this cloud here. I want to make sure you can actually still render this. That way it isn't like, oh, and you can see like the bottom part of the moon. Is that the moon? I got no clue. Alright, if I was to come over here. Yeah, that's pretty good. Alright. Actually, you know what? We can go a little bit higher. We can go a little bit higher, I think. Don't know why you can travel faster like this, but we'll do. Alright. We gotta keep going up. We gotta build higher and higher. And we gotta build this moon. I know the microphone quality is absolute garbage. My apologies. So still working on the kinks on that. Alright, let's build. So let's see. If I was gonna construct the moon, how would it look? We're gonna go to the bottom layer. Let's go out by this much. We'll start off with just this much, see how it goes. Alright, the middle piece will be the longest piece. Actually, here, we'll build 3 strips out in each direction of the equal length. Okay. Now we gotta break this. I actually do not remember what the equal length was. Well, you know what? No matter. Bigger, better. Which usually is not how people would think, but hey, we're not most people. Alright, now we're gonna go slightly down. Actually, you know what? We'll go for a 5 by however many I'm building right now. Well, we gotta make it equal on both sides to an extent. I have to say, I really like how the base looks from up here. Being able to look down and see that looks cool. How are we looking? Nah, we can do better. We can do better. This will be easy peasy lemon squeezy. I freaking hate with a burning passion whatever the flying things are. I actually forgot their names. That's how much I hate them. No, you don't. Oh, come on. All right, you know what? Local inhabitants. We gotta consult for construction, but I gotta get out here. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. He disappeared because that's how fine he was. Like scratching your knee to him, like breaking one bone, which it's nothing much. It's like scraping your knee. It's like scraping your knee. Nothing too serious. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. All right. We got a pretty good basis going so far. I might actually tack on some blocks on the outside just to be able to build more. But let's see how this goes. Alright, we got a pretty solid base down. I'm going to send this per... Oh! Okay, fine. That's fine too. Listen, they're disappearing out of so much joy, they just evaporate. Completely normal. Completely normal. Never seen before, but you know, completely and scientifically normal. We're gonna build out like this. Alright, we're gonna tack on another layer here. This will take a while, so I'm not sure if I should do it in 2 videos, do it in 1 video. Let's find out. Alright. Now we're... Alright, let's see how we look from up top. Okay, looking pretty good. Looking pretty spiffy, if I do say. Alright, let's try... Let's try making it look jagged around the edge. That looks horrendous, but you know what? It'll do. What the hell is this? Hold on, I have to like cleanse the platform. We gotta cleanse the platform. Right. You know, I take them on hand to hand like a man. That one's fine. They're all actually paid actors. Nobody was actually harmed. These are all paid actors. You know, when they turn into a puff of smoke, you know, they're all based. It's like if you went on eBay and hired a bunch of Houdinis. Per se. I forgot how I built this. You know what? That looks about right. We're gonna punch out the corner there. Punch out the corner here. Alright. Now let's see how we're looking. We got 2. No, we need wider. We need to go bigger. You know what? Hold on. I have to expand this. That much. Like that. That will look like a full moon. That will look like a whole moon. Alright, let's expand our branch out here. I have no idea how to construct the moon. All I know is, you know, go for a sphere shape, which is impossible because it's Minecraft. But, no matter, no problem. I can do it. He's fine. I think it, you know, they're starting like a frat house up here. We don't need that. What we need is not money. We need construction. We need ideas. Now we got 27 views in the last video, which my hat's off to you guys. Thank you so much if you actually watched it fully, which I imagine nobody fully watched it, I imagine. But some people looked at it, and that's something. That's really something. I just realized what my problem was. It's all coming together. I have to build down a base and build on top of it. So I'm going to build this out. On the underside, I'll start building on it. Actually, how does this look from the ground? Let's check once I'm finished with this platform. If it can look good underground, and I'm going to put those sea lights on it to make it glow a little bit. Which I know the moon doesn't actually have lights on it. You know, no one's gone up there. No Bob the Builder building, you know, buildings up there. But it'll do. It'll do. It'll really do well. For a first build, not bad. Alright, let's patch this up. Send this person to meet the maker. Hey, he's fine. This is all going to plan. That's our goal. All going to plan. How does this look from the ground? Let's find out. That is creating a massive shadow. Holy crap! All right, that's looking pretty sweet so far. Let's have a look. Oh yes, the crafting tree. Listen, the Lorax sent us a citation about cutting down all his trees, committing mass deforestation. No problem. We're gonna break all your trees, replace it with crafting tables, so you can craft your trees. Global warming has been prevented. I've said we're gonna save the universe one block at a time. All right, let's see what else we got. About here, so worst case scenario, a little undershot. Nope, perfect. Alright, so once we get the base down, we'll work on the underside. Because we just have to make it look, I guess, moon-shaped. I don't know what that will look like. It will look cool. I will not complain. I actually should probably pull out the glowing light. Ooh. Okay, there's multiple ones. Here, yes. Frogland. How's Frogland look? You know what? Decent enough. That'll do. That'll do. If it works, that'll do. Oh, I could put yellow glass down and put the sea lights in, but no. No. That frog light works pretty well. That frog light works just fine. Alright. Boom. Oh, yes. This looks fantastic. This looks fantastic. Now, all we gotta do is somehow... Wow, that is a huge shadow. Huge shadow. Let's try building just this bit. Okay, wait, hold on. Now I know what I'm doing. Okay, hold on. Looks a bit fake. Hold on. I need to get rid of this part. This is too much. And then behind that, go one down. Oh, okay. You got it. This is pretty impressive. How's that looking? That looks like garbage, honestly. But you know what? That'll be perfectly fine in the long run. Let's just see how we do. See how it goes. If it looks half decent, we'll keep it. If it looks like garbage, I'll break it. But let's just... We'll keep this going till it looks right. That is our goal. Now, I got no blueprints for this, because, you know, we're creative is about being creative with how you build. Oh, I know why it's going to look bad. On this side, it'll look weird. That's my problem. On these sides, it'll just look horrendous. Oh, and it needs to be... Alright, there's our first problem. We're going to need to somehow make it look realistic. Because that's pretty good so far, if I say so myself. But it has to look like an actual planet. So hold on, we're gonna bulldoze all this out. And this may seem like a waste of time, but you know, practice makes perfect. Okay, hold on. Alright, so that's coming out like that. Now why did this not look good? Why did this not look good? That is the question. Mine this all out. Pretty alright, listen, we got the base down. We have a base-ish idea. The only problem will look really bad on this side, so we have to like expand the sphericalness. Okay, hold on. Then that means... Okay, then if we connect that. Okay, sort of better. Not the best, sort of better. Hold on, we gotta like create. Ooh, okay, hold on. We got something. We're working on something here. That would look good towards the top bit, if we can get up there. Or this could be the top of it. We add on details to the top. So let's focus on the top real fast. So we're gonna have to. Okay, we gotta make this look like. We gotta make this look half decent for the eye. Not make sure no one's eyes are just burning looking at it. So we gotta somehow construct land and make it look snappy. Alright, you know what? Let's just build like this and see what we get. Alright, what made that side so successful? Let's find out. Alright, it looks not fantastic. Not fantastic, might I say. Let's bulldoze this out. So how could we build the moon using all this crap? Let's think. Okay, we're already 14 minutes in. Okay. Wait. Hold on a second. That might be my golden ticket. That might be the golden ticket. And I just have to rinse and repeat that on all the sides. Alright. Come on. Ooh, okay. We gotta bring it around here. Oh, yes, we can work in strips. Which means I probably should have expanded this out more. You know, let's just see how it looks once we go around. Once we go around, let's see how it looks. Ooh, okay. Alright. Pretty good. We should actually go out the extra layer. Alright, come on, let's see. Let's see, how does this look? That looks relatively moon-shaped. I think if we add some, like... Let's see, oh, wait, hold on. You know what to do? You know what we need to do? See, would it go smaller going out or bigger going in? No, it looked like this going in. Alright, we gotta... Alright, we're gonna go 3 of these. We're gonna do 3 of each type of row. And actually, we'll punch out this block and this block. You know, give it some natural deformities. Well, not natural. This isn't natural. I'm building them. This can't be natural. Then we'll go 3 of this. You know, listen, little mistakes. Little mistakes are what makes it perfect. Little minor differentiation between the two. So if I like ran across this and started punching out blocks, see, that looks a little bit better. Not the best, but better. It's an improvement. Now that's 3 of those. So now we're gonna come down here and do this. 3 of these. Alright. Now we got this. Alright. We're gonna do 1 more. We gotta rinse and repeat this on the other side. Actually, how's this looking so far? You know what? Not half bad. I should actually run the pattern that I'm doing here. Wait, I should run this pattern. Hold on, so I have a ring. Now I got a ring. Actually, I could break all this. That could lighten the load here. If I was to... You know what, this is very risky because I spent a lot of time building that platform. But, you know what? Experimentation makes perfection. That's what I say. Well, I'm sure some scientists have said that and then committed like some horrendous atrocity that could be labeled as a war crime. But, you know, not everyone's perfect in this world. Don't need to be. You can be creative. I know everyone's gonna like watch 5 minutes of this video. God, this guy is so damn boring. He's just talking and building crap that looks like ass. Well, unfortunately, that's what you get. You get a man talking about building all this great, fantastic stuff. It may not be the best thing in the world, but my God, it's what you're getting. Alright, hold on. We can work with this. We gotta bulldoze. We might not need to break everything in that sense. Because we got that, we got this, and now, hold on. So now we got this. We can build like this. See, the only problem is going to be on the edges where you can see the outside. Actually, I should probably shrink it by layer. Why not? What do you say? I think that would be our next best move. Alright, so we gotta stop it right on the edge here. Because then, if we bring it 1 block short, loop it around. Ooh, beautiful stuff. Beautiful work. Alright, that makes it look too whole. Why does this look like this, but that doesn't look like that? Alright, get the 1 wider, then 1 block shorter. Fine. Oh, it's because this part. But that part didn't have that on it, because on the sides it came in too sharp. That's why it's not gonna look right. Hold on. You know, let's just experiment. We're gonna have a lopsided moon here. Bit of a lopsided moon. But it'll work. This will work. I think I have the right idea. I just have to formulate it to the flesh. Alright, cool. Cool. This works. I think my microphone's on. I've been talking to myself for 20 minutes. Ah, we're gonna loop this around, which just means I have to break out the top layer. Oh, yes, okay. So I know what my problem is. Alright, let's see. Could I, in theory... I could do this. It's a terrible idea, but I could do this. Hold on. Because it just means I'll have to reconstruct some other layer. Wow. Wait a minute, that layer was important. Okay, alright. Cool. That's diagonal that, and that's diagonal that. So we just gotta punch out all this, and loop it around again. And we're gonna keep doing that till we make a perfect cone at the top. Get out of here. You ain't blowing up my stuff. I don't know if... Can you blow up endstone? This is a serious question. Hold on. These guys are a little annoying. Littlest bit annoying. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to be able to crush it with an anvil. Okay, we're just gonna... You know, actually don't kill them. You know what? These will be our moon people. They may look... Why is there a witch? You can never get one to survive. Get out of here. Oh, the hat's really cool. Well, you know what? Burn the witch. That's what I said. Burn the witch. We gotta burn the witch here. How does this look? Oh, that looks twice as good. So much better. We don't actually need to carve out the middle part. What we can do, we can loop it here. As long as it's sitting diagonal to all the other blocks, then we're good. Look at this. I'm gonna box all these guys in here. It'll be a prison for them. They broke onto my land. This is my land. Well, not legally, but I have the ability to take out trespassers any which way I want. I could crank up my render distance and make it so that way they fall farther, but I'm not. Listen, I'm evil. I'm just creative, but I'm not committing terrorism. Worst case, juvie, but Minecraft juvie. Nah. That's for the preschoolers, the atrocious baby villagers with bad... Listen, only bad trades, that's what gets you arrested. I could blow up a village right now. I could burn it down with lava. But, having a bad trade and jacking your prices after I spend, like, thousands of emeralds on you, that's a crime. Actually, I'll build a prison eventually, find villagers with bad trades, we gotta stop this illegal activity. I'd be very surprised if I built the moon in one video. But, you know what? I want to. I want to make so much stuff in this world that looks so cool. Hopefully my passion will stay alive. I don't want to... This is something I don't want to burn out. This is probably the most I've built in a survival world. Or creative world. I mean, I built the entire FNAF pizzeria in one world, which I don't know if it's gone now. It's on my Xbox. But that one was used in a video. This isn't a video. This is me attempting to freestyle my way to build the moon. I don't know why, but you know what? Why not? Why not? I know I'm not gonna be able to keep anybody's attention for 23 minutes. I should probably have like I should bring a pair of keys, right? Bring some house keys. I'm gonna start jingling them at my microphone. That's how you get someone's attention. Jingle. I kind of feel bad. These guys are just gonna be living in here. How does this look? Does it look like a pyramid? Looks like a pyramid. You know what? Let's just keep going. We can... This won't look like a pyramid. If I build the bottom part, it won't look like a pyramid. It will look like two pyramids, but that's not the point. That's not the point. The point is we're gonna build a pyramid. Not a pyramid. God, now it's in my head. We're gonna build the moon. Call me Neil Armstrong. Well, not Neil Armstrong, because he's long. He was an old man. Alright. Only a couple more layers to build. I don't want it to become, like, too tight. That's my problem. Like, this is just turning out to be a giant pyramid. Like, should I have repeated some layers? What could I have? How could I make this look more like the moon itself? I really need more bulk. Like this will just look like a pyramid on top of a pyramid. Like, maybe there should be like some spots that repeat and become. Yeah, like this looks moonlight. This looks moonlight. Hold on, we're gonna see how this looks, and worst case it's bad. Hold on, whoa, we're not crazy here. We're not crazy here. We gotta watch the corners, which I think I actually did on the other part. Okay, this was built. Alright, that looks a little bit better. It's actually, you know what, let's try that in every layer and see what happens. Worst case, it looks bad. Sir, this is a restricted building. You could have just stayed in the dome and, head. Ooh! Hung! We gotta build a dome. We gotta build a fighting dome. That's what we gotta do. Legal? Absolutely. Absolutely. So many people are dying. Alright, how we looking? That looks a little bit better. Honest to God. We do need to have, like, holes, if it wasn't for that. Hold on. You know what? We go in, we're gonna construct, Oh, this will be the lights. This will be where the lights are. Yes! Okay, hold on. That's a good idea. Hold on. Alright. So in each of these little outputs here, we'll put in lights. Wherever it's looking pretty dark. And that looks better farther back. If I was to punch, a block bag. Slap that in. Here. For any area I'm adding a light in. And then we'll cover this up. How's that looking? So much better. Such of an improvement. Okay. Ooh. See? It was worth it. Leaving the corners exposed was worth it. See? We're gonna get some brightness in that smile. Oh, hi guys. Just here to construct your murder dome. Okay. Ooh, got something going. That's not going. Ah, what the fudge? Banana bread sticks. Okay. You know what? Here, let's finish constructing the top piece. How are we looking? Yeah, we got this beautiful top. Okay. Alright, it's a little top heavy, I'd say. That's my problem. It's a little top heavy. I should probably pour lava inside of it to just burn out all this filth infesting my walls. Honest to God. We gotta cleanse the layers. Thank you to Hey for the idea. You all will not know. And honest to God, I hate to sound rude, but I honest forgot how I met you. And it was probably from TF2. I'm an avid TF2 player. I love it. Alright, let's see. We're gonna double stack this layer. Oh, this is gonna look so awesome once you guys get to see it. Okay. Alright, looking a little bit more rotund. But we don't need a little bit more. We need a lot more. We need this to look like a block of cheese in the sky. No, not like those crazy people. But, in the sense of, if cheese flew. A pumpkin flies, because, honest to God, I am that pumpkin. Sorry, that was a horrendous pun. Okay. Slap down a frog light. Is that what we need? Hold on, is that really what we need? To just stack one more layer outside it? Hold on a second. Would that really change everything that I built? Now that I think about it. Why does this look like this? Oh, because this. We'll have the lights diagonal. That is our goal here. I just wasn't probably gonna build over my lights. Okay, just put all those ones on the side of the mouse. And oh, never mind. We need renovations here. Wait, hold on. This is actually. Oh, and each time. Ta-da! Oh, okay, hold on. I have an idea. I have an idea. What was I building? Oh, I was building this. That's what I was building. That's what I was building. Okay. Alright, that will run diagonal down here. Okay, you guys going down here. You down here. Why does this look weird? Shroom light there, shroom light here. Frog light, frog light. Frog light, frog light. Ooh. Get rid of this one, put this here. Yes, there we go. Okay, alright, that's a beauty. That's a beauty. I feel like it's in this, no, you know why this looks weird? It's because it comes too tight at the top. Like, it still needs like a wide base at the top. We still need a wide open spot at the top. You know what, that's why it looks like a pyramid. I didn't build it wide enough. As much as it, it's good to like circle it around, make layers, but you gotta have a big enough part of the stuff. Which actually means I'll cut this layer out too. You know what, we'll cut this layer out too. We're gonna spend 40-minute video constructing absolutely nothing. Constructing the entire moon, breaking all of it, because, I was unhappy with how it, looked. Alright, you know what, here. Yep, we just avoid building that layer. Okay. And this is where we experiment. This is where we experiment. It's still pretty big, still plentiful wide. Okay, perfect. All right. We got an idea. We're running with it. We are running like the wind. We gotta keep on going. All right. So now I got the guys trapped inside. That's fine. What are they gonna call their family? It's a zombie and a skeleton. One of them probably ate his family, and the other one probably shot him with bows. So Oh god, I hope I don't get like a claim. Whoa, dude, that was way out of pocket. That was horrible. You've offended everyone on the planet. That person in that country you've never heard of before was really deeply, you really destroyed all their happiness by making that joke. That comment was so out of line, so out of line. But let's see. Maybe this will get more views. Maybe more people would like to pop in, and if so, welcome. Welcome to a hopefully not gonna die in 5-second career. Hold on. We ball here. We ball. Alright. Ooh, oh, we might have it. Okay. Alright, come on. Oh, nope. Okay, so I do need, however, to fill in the layer again. Fine by me. The single-player Minecraft, yes, it gets boring after a while. And this, I think, will have something special going. As long as I keep getting new ideas from the crowd, or make them myself, which obviously I do intend to. I'm not going to become reliant on the crowd, because there isn't much of one yet. But now that I got some ideas on what I could build, we expand. We build better and bigger. That is our goal. Okay, looking more like a moon shape. Oh wait. And now that I think about how I'm building this, so I actually can't build anything else on there. I can, however, build something here. No, I can't. That's too tight. This. Ooh, yes, this. We can make this better. This can be an improvement. Oh, but is this just repeating my problem from before? Hold on. Is it just making the problem I had before just like without me thinking? You know what? pretty good so far. I feel like the one problem is this. Yo, we may need this. We may need this. We may need this. Mayonnaise. Alright. You gotta have like the darker part of the moon. Let's pray this looks decent. I actually forgot how I built it in the first place, so let's try to remember. Why'd I build it? Who knows? Does anybody care? Probably not. Alright, looking a little more spiffy. We'll build like a layer of lights here. A layer of frog lights going around. That's how we build things here. It won't look perfect. I will admit that. This will probably look very poorly. But as a first build, I'm pretty satisfied with what I've built. Well, almost good. A lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. Hold on, you know what? Here, if I build 2 layers here, build 2 layers there, I can build 2 layers here. I'm gonna shave off the corners, per the usual. You got the drill now. Alright, what's the problem here? We gotta come here and build around. That's what we have to do. That is the game plan. That is the game plan. Alright, cool. We're gonna loop this around. Okay. Better. Not by much, but better in almost a sense. Almost an equal consensus. Alright, cool. This looks a bit weird. Why does it look weird? I don't know, all the sides look like that. Okay. Oh, this looks so bad. Looks horrendous. But you know what? I'm not gonna complain. I'm actually pretty happy with all I've achieved so far, I have to say. Alright, this is gonna look a bit random. This is gonna look, wow, this is a massacre. This is a massacre. I feel like it's like these spots where it's like a bit wacko. A bit wacko. Actually, you know what? You know, maybe that's what we need. Maybe that's what we need. Maybe we need a little bit of wacko. Maybe that's what we need. Maybe that's what we need. Maybe that is my destiny. To be a little wacko. That sounds weird. Floor. Alright. We're gonna yep, okay. Alright, let's see what else we got. Alright. We're going to be constantly re-editing. Once I finish this first part, I'll call this part 1, and I'll release part 2 eventually. Probably tomorrow. Who needs a good upload schedule? I can just upload videos whenever I think I have an idea. That is the beauty of YouTube. You can do whatever you want, whenever you want. Which I'm kind of hoping nobody sticks to this entire thing, because only for the reason of there's so much like filler stuff that just has absolutely no gain. I feel like I did something wrong. Oh, we're just gonna ignore that. We're gonna ignore that. We're gonna pretend everything's just fine. Actually, we will not pretend that. We will come around here. Oh, hold on. I'd say if I had to think of my top 5 favorite animated shows, it's gonna be TADC. What other good shows are out there? Lackadaisy. I enjoyed the pilot. I didn't read the comic. I know there's a web comic and all the fancy, fun stuff of the world. I did not get a chance to read that. Actually, how does this look from my base? Holy crap! Oh, it's a cloud. I thought it just went out of render distance, and I was like, wow, this is so beautiful. Oh, it's just a cloud. It's just a cloud. What the hell is this? Is naturally generated? What is that? Is that coal? No, wait, did coal actually... Wait, did coal just randomly chip? Okay, wait, what is this? Oh, this is cobblestone. It's just so overshadowed by my giant build. Ooh, okay. How we looking? How we looking? How we looking? Let's find out. Let's find out. Let's find out. It's momentum. Bird on swift wings. Okay. Wow. Wow, that looks big. That looks... It looks like it's gonna be something probably important. It looks like it's going to be a pretty big deal once it's finished. I think I can say I'm done with the top layer. If anything, that's where I'll cut the video, because it's already 40 minutes long and no one's going to be here to watch this. So I think pretty good on the top part. Pretty good on the top part. A little bit of a massacre, I will admit. It looks like a bit of, you know, a crazy person beat the crap out of it. But we do not complain. I do not complain about this. I do not complain. If people are going to watch any part of this, I want to be able to provide the quality that everyone deserves, which is good quality, not bad. Good quality. Alright, thank you for watching part 1. I will keep you guys up to date when I finish up part 2. Well, once I finish part 2, or build part 2 in the video, then we will have our moon. Actually, hold on, let me fly out of it. Alright, part 1. We got it. We're almost there. Well, actually, we're there. I'll count it here for this part. I think this is good. I think it's pretty good. Tell me what you think down below. And obviously, once again, subscribe if you want to join on. Or just comment ideas down below for me to build. Once I'm, you know, finished with the rest of this stuff. So, thank you. Have a good day.